So, welcome to anyone that is hanging out and watching. You are watching Rollin' One, a dice golfing game, a casual dice golfing game. I don't know if it's a dice chucker or people. What is a dice chucker? That's a question. But I've got a couple friends here who are going to hang out and play the board game with me. They are both in board games, and it's really exciting to have Teresa Duringer and Debbie Guskin. So, thanks for coming and hanging out. Can you all introduce yourselves and do it better than I can, maybe?
Is that Debbie go first? Is that what that was supposed
Yes.
to be? Alright. Hi everyone. I am Debbie Guskin. Avid board gamer? Maybe avid. I mean, definitely before all of the digitalness. Play a little bit less now that everything is digital, but still have tons of fun trying out different board games and playing stuff. You may or may not have seen me online. I don't post that much, but I'm Marmalade Boy in most locations that you can find me. Marmalade Boy Girl when Marmalade Boy is already taken. And that's all I'm going to say for an intro. I'm going to now push it over to Teresa for her intro.
Hi, I'm Teresa, and I run Temple Gates Games. We make digital board games like Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, Shards of Infinity, and Ascension in VR. And I'm excited to play some more digital board gaming today.
Sweet. And I'm Randy O'Connor. I'm an indie game person. Actually, I don't even know if that's... I'm a lot of games person. I taught experimental game design for a couple years at the School of the Art Institute in Chicago. I'm currently lead game design consultant at Endless Studios, working on a thing called Terminal 2 to teach programming to kids. It's a lot of fun. We're making a bunch of micro games right now to teach things like arrays. Can we teach an array to an 11-year-old? Can we teach kids that coding numbers start with 0? Yeah, but that's not why we're here. We are here. It's actually funny because I feel like Teresa, we're the only two people who have crossed that tabletop and video game divide at all.
That's true. It's a small pool.
Yeah. I mean, do you know other people that have crossed that?
Well, I think that Tom Lehman, he's not, no, he was a programmer that became a board game designer, but I don't know that he was video games. He was.
Okay. I mean, I guess Tim Fowers has done some video games as well.
Yeah.
You know, Keith Nemitz is working on. I know he's been working on some tabletop stuff, and he's been in the indie scene for a while.
John Colombo, who we know in our little indie gaming group, does indie games, and he did board games like Hive and
right. He did the digital version of Ket as well. And so we've known each other for a little while. Also, the first thing I'm gonna do is turn on this light. So now I'm a little better. But first thing I'm gonna do is finishing. I should have not snapped the can. I'll still take that. I succeeded. I can't believe it. Thank you both for being here. I was expecting this just to be another evening during the campaign, but we were successful as of 8 a.m. this morning. So I set out to have some cider.
Congratulations. I should have champagne or something. That's amazing. You got funded for your Kickstarter. And that's crazy. That's cool. Can I ask, how did you come up with the figure that you were gonna ask for?
A lot of thinking. 5 years ago, I tried to Kickstarter another game called Scoundrels. I made that because Debbie, hopefully you don't mind us some chatting before we actually play some board games, but and any of our viewers. But Scoundrels, I was working on that board game about 5 to 7 years ago to get away from the monitor as a video game artist. I was just my eyes are so much worse than they used to be because I was a video game artist. I would just stare at the screen and my eyes would not move at all. And so Scoundrels was to get away from that. and I had a friend who helped me, and he gave me a lot of, and he was in like food packaging and industry, like commercial food industry, and he gave me all this advice on like do things very cautiously, you know, like set a goal that if anything goes wrong, things can go wrong once, twice, you know, twice before you're really worried about it. Think about the components and all these different things. And Scoundrels had like a cloth map, it had a bunch of cards, it had tons of tokens, and I set a goal of 35K, and we got to like 13. So with Rollin' One, I've been thinking, you know, I thought a lot more about the components. I thought a lot more about making a small, compact game. I wanted to make something that was more manageable, that had a few different pieces. It has custom dice, but none of the elements here are like non-game things, right? Like the cloth map 5 years ago was still kind of a novel thing that, like, if you were talking to a company, like there were logistics involved with it. I've also learned a lot more about the different companies out there. So to answer your question from like 90 seconds ago, why did I set that goal? I am currently working with a manufacturer named Longpack. They require a minimum of 1,500 copies to be ordered. Most companies require 1,500 or more. A handful will do runs of 1,000, or some will even do 500. But once you get to that amount, those units are like, they cost twice as much, you know, per unit. So with Longpack, basically gave me an estimate for producing 1,500 copies, and then working with Fun Again Logistics, which is a company that handles like from the manufacturer all the way to like the end customer, and they have like warehouses and stuff in the way, you know, like they'll actually take it from the manufacturer to their warehouses in different places, and then get it from there to the different customers. We determined that it would be about 14 grand for all the different things to do this, and that is excluding every other thing that's involved, like Kickstarter fees, you know, some of the other, like the actual shipping to the end user, things like that, because that's a separate cost. You know, like you're adjusting all those things, you know, if someone's getting in Canada versus the US, all that stuff. Like my cost to get it from the manufacturer all the way to like warehouses, producing it into the warehouses. So, yeah. There's a lot there. I have learned a lot, but mostly I am trusting Longpack, who has done a bunch of great games like Raiders of the North Sea and Everdell and King Domino. You know, like they have produced a bunch of really nice games. And Fun Again has worked with a bunch of people, including Crypt and Canvas creators, Road to Infamy, who are close friends from Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of stuff, and like I thought about going for 20, and we do have some. I was gonna say we have some comments from the internet, and mostly someone is saying, "I don't know what this game is." This is called Rollin' One. Maybe I should just you should go to Rollin.1. It's there on the screen, and you will find out more. Random question, but with Halloween having just passed, what are each of y'all's favorite candy? I've always been partial to Three Musketeers. I think I would maybe go with that.
There's these little, I think they're called like De La Rosa or something. You can get them at these Mexican markets, and they're kind of like marzipan, but it's made out of peanuts. It's like this peanut paste. Oh god, back. So good.
Wait, are those I guess those aren't Halloween candy, just candy.
No, I don't think they're specifically, but there's no rule against it.
That's true.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, I have lots of favorite candies. I don't think most of them are Halloween specific. The one I always
A
used to
question about
love,
Halloween specific candies.
yeah, or
They just said in relation,
favorite candy.
nah, just favorite candy. That's what they've said. So
It's such a tough question. There are so many good candies out there, right?
I agree.
I do. My favorite candy as a kid. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to defer the question to what my favorite candy used to be. So as a kid, I always tried to get that one candy, 1,000 grand, and I loved it because it was like putting a Nestle Rice Krispie bar with a Snickers and taking out the nuts and some of the nougat. And I don't really like nuts and nougat, so I was kind of looking for something that combined all of the stuff and was easy to find, and it was in a lot of snack bags and everything like that. I don't know if I, in particular, have a favorite candy right now. It's like candy of the moment these days, isn't it? Right? Like,
You're like a candy player.
I mean, if it's available and I have a craving for it,
Yep.
right?
Then I agree. There's just too many things to say there is a best candy, because I almost just went with candy corn, because candy corn is I think candy corn is delicious. I know people, that's a very controversial like topic.
Yeah, you're gonna get
so
some hates.
yeah. Speaking
I'm
of
with you on
games,
the candy corn camp, though.
you're in the same camp.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But I don't like all of those types of candy. So, you know.
See, I could get a lot of hate by saying one of my favorite sweet things, which are peeps.
Oh,
A
what?
lot of people hate those.
Peeps
Oh,
are
Teresa
gross.
hates them.
It's hurting
mean-
me.
It's marshmallow and sugar. Really, what's so bad?
Marshmallow.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you don't like s'mores either, then?
I like s'mores because the nostalgia of the camping, everything. But like if you left marshmallow.
Okay.
See, that's
All
my
right.
favorite part of the s'more. If you take the marshmallow out, I don't want the graham cracker and the chocolate by themselves.
I will let you stay in this game, Teresa. So, yeah. No. Thank you for being here. Please. All right. Well, should we actually check out this game?
Yeah.
I mean, I've checked out this game quite a few times. But welcome to anyone that's new to this game who hasn't actually seen it played and interacted with. We are using Tabletopia, which you can totally, if you go to Rollin.1, scroll down the Kickstarter page, you can start your own round of Rollin' for free. So you should totally try that if you enjoyed watching this. Tabletopia is available on browsers and mobile. Rollin' is quick and casual dice golfing. There are a handful of components. The idea, the core of the game is that each die in the game, 4, D4, D6, D8, 10, 12, 20, represents a different type of golf club. So that's kind of the core, is that we are going to build holes and race to be first to the hole. And on your turn, you're going to be choosing one of these and start rolling. And as you are successful with your rolls, you will keep advancing spaces. So you are muted.
Sorry, I was just. So it's a push your luck style game then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the core of it is basically choosing, which die do you think will get you the direction you want. There are some other elements in here. So here are actually your golf balls. Here are the tiles. Will we have pre-programmed layouts? There will be a handful of them in the rulebook. I would actually like to have some sort of like repository online, like, because I feel like we can very quickly have like a bunch of layouts for this, but there will probably be 5 to 10 in the game. Like I kind of want people to make their own. I really like seeing what people come up with. So we'll just go ahead and get started, and I'll kind of guide you through. We are going to first shuffle these with this beautiful shuffling animation. and each of you is going to get. I will go first since I will design the first hole, so you can kind of see how it goes. So you can also press F to flip any card. So I will take Fang, who once per hole can change clubs mid-turn. Gus cannot be moved by other balls, and Rahul, once per hole at the start of drive, may move one space forward before beginning the roll. And you can see on the other side, this is what your different dice look like. The D20 has a bunch of numbers and a bunch of triangles. I will slowly explain these as we kind of get into the game. But you can see there's 6 dice, 5 terrain types. You have your golfer, and we have caddy cards. Caddy cards are individual use cards that you can use at any point during your turn. They're gonna, like, if you right click on it and the bottom icon, when you do so, you can draw 3 of these and they'll go directly into your hand. You can also, just to guide our new users to Tabletopia, you can press H to hide or show your hand.
I'm slightly new because the thing just loaded in, so I'm now seeing what you're looking at, but I've been hearing you.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you've played this in the past, but it's been a little while, right?
Yes.
You played this a year and a half ago at GDC, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah. So, all right. So then the way this is going to go is that each of us, so because there's 3 of us, we will play a 3-hole round of golf. So each of us will design a hole. The first player will design a hole. That's why I'm going first. And then I will pass this on to, because of the different orders, I think we'll go Debbie next. I don't know if that's how it looks to you, that with the different icons on the screen, and then Teresa. Yep. Okay, so yeah. So I'm gonna start by designing a hole. I will choose these tiles. You can see there are like 7 of these different tiles. You can press F to flip these. These also have multiple sides. And I consider each tile adding kind of 1 to par. Are either of you on MacBooks, or are you both on PCs?
I'm on a MacBook.
Okay. So MacBook is a little annoying with Tabletopia in that, so we can rotate. We can help you out with the one thing, which is MacBook is really bad for rotating objects, free rotation of objects. So whereas I can like drag this thing around and then I can also like spin it around, that is going to work very poorly. You press Control to free spin, but Control on MacBook does not seem to want to cooperate. So, but I'm going to design a hole. I
mean, I have a Windows keyboard in case that helps.
Well, you probably, it's very infrequent that you actually need to use that command. So it's really only during like the hole design. There's also the physics in this are a little finicky at times. So, you know, because I'm using, these are some complicated, like it's generated all of these things off of just images that I've uploaded. So it's actually generating these collision tiles based off of that. But I am going to design let's do something like this. So I'm going to call this a par 4 because it's got 4 pieces. And then I'm going to lock these in place. And then each person choose your color die or color golf ball.
Oh, can I be purple?
You sure can. I'm gonna drag all the rest of these. You'll just set that next to your golfer card for now. So.
I guess, am I the rhino?
Yes.
Or am I the tiger? I'm the rhino.
You're the rhino. So
Oh,
Rhino.
am I
whose
the?
name is
Am I?
Gus.
This me?
you were
Tiger?
the tiger. Yes.
Teresa the tiger. I love it.
Yeah. We can also change this up at some point if you want. Like if you want to try out some of the other golfers, like we can change it up. After
Oh, so they
first.
give you a little special ability.
Exactly.
You might have said that when I was not looking at the screen.
I might have, but all right. And I'm gonna give you each a score card. You were red. And I am blue. I'm doing this so I can kind of like set aside the things that we're not really using for now. Including some of these extra pieces. So then the final thing I'm going to do is place the green somewhere. So I think I'll place the green just right here to keep. Yeah. So first player designs the hole, but then also starts the hole.
I cut, I choose.
Huh?
It's like I cut, I choose.
Yes. And also, if you design something really nefarious, then you get to start and find out what happens. So, starting the game, I will basically. So now the core of the game is the dice and the terrain. So I'll explain those two different things, which is the dice have a handful of different side types. I have numbers, triangles, turns, dots, and then there's a turn dot, but we won't worry about that for now. Numbers, you're gonna start rolling, and whenever you roll higher than your previous roll, you move forward a space. So if I roll a 3, then I move forward a space, and then if I roll a 7, I move forward a space again. If I roll a 3 again, I do not. Like I have to beat my previous roll. And as soon as you fail to beat that, you land. So you're imagining that each of these is like you're seeing your ball fly, and you find out when it kind of finally plops down. However, as you can see, the wood, if you look at the explanatory things, and you can also double click on any card or tile to zoom in on it, and it'll full screen the thing.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. You can also press Z, which does a very dramatic depth of field zoom into the object.
You can also do click space. I don't know why that one works, but it works.
Oh yeah, you were right. So looking at this, the wood you'll see is actually half triangles. Triangles, those just move you forward. That's it. If you roll a triangle, you move forward. So essentially with the wood, you move forward 50% of the time. However, the triangles fail in the trees. So if you're ever in the trees, and we'll get to those tiles in a second, but basically figure that the dice are kind of the first layer. The dice are determining what you do. So triangles move forward, numbers move forward if they beat your last roll, and then dots move that many dots and then land. So if you ever roll a dot, your turn will end, but you move as many spaces as dots. If you ever roll a curve, you must turn your ball 60 degrees one way or the other. So kind of like this is a hex board. So you must change direction and move one space in that new direction. And that's now the direction of your drive. So you can see that we have the 4-iron, the 6-iron, and the wedge have turns on them. So those have chances of turning. So if you ever have kind of a crazy, if you want to go really crazy, right? If you don't want to turn, you may not want one of those. And then the last thing is there's a dot curve on the wedge. If you roll the dot curve, you move forward a space, you move in a new direction, and you land. So those are the general rules for those. And then the terrain influences basically what happens as you're moving along. So we have 5 types. We have rough, which just doesn't do anything. It's just normal. We have sand. If you start in sand, your first roll does not advance. So you need to get going. if you land on fairway, like say your roll fails in fairway, you slide one space farther. That is replicating what a fairway would probably be like. I have been told it feels pretty unfair, but I think it's fun. This game is not about fairness. Yeah. If you land in water, you take a penalty token. These little red chips over here. The most, penalty tokens add 1 to your score. It's golf. You want a low score. So try not to land in water. And then, as I was saying earlier, if you are ever in trees and you roll a triangle, you are stuck there. So you can move through trees normally for any, like you follow the normal dice rules, but if you are in trees and you roll a triangle, you will not advance. So like I could roll triangle, 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 but then as soon as I roll a triangle here, I get stuck in the trees. And the final detail is that dots ignore both sand and fairway. So they don't slide and they don't get stuck in sand. So, all right. That's
Does
a
it say
few
that on the card?
things. What's up?
Does it say that on the card that dots ignore the sand and fairway? Or does it say that? Or we just remember
It does
it?
indeed. If you look at your little helpful card,
I'm
it should
I'm
say-
looking at it.
Does it right next
It
to
has the arrows right above the
dots
two.
ignore these. Got it.
Yes. Yep. All right. How do we? Oh, and also if you hit the edge of the board, you take a penalty. So try not to go too far. Oh,
Wait, sorry, I missed that. You broke up.
Yeah.
What happens if you end up off of the board?
if you hit the edge of the board, you take a penalty.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep. So.
Okay, I'm glad you asked for that. I was like, we'll figure it out.
Oh god. And
After we get tons of penalties, we'll figure it out.
Like, you guys really suck at this game.
Yeah. Well, so here's kind of the. Oh god, this is really. My headphones have come apart. Okay,
Oh, no.
that's good. Well, they're okay. The final very important detail, which I guess is people don't think about, is you can't stop rolling until your ball fails. So like the important rule of this game is when you're like moving, you can't choose to say I'm gonna land now. You can't say like I beat this, I'm where I want, I stop. No, you must keep rolling the die until the die fails, or you hit the edge of the board.
What happens if you hit the edge of the board? Do you stop there?
Yes,
Or
you
do
stop
you
and
just
take
roll
a penalty.
into the abyss and
There's a big
Not
fence.
forever.
There's a big fence.
Okay.
So.
So there's no penalty for hitting the edge of the board.
There is a penalty.
Sorry, I mean, there's the penalty.
She's a troll.
I worded that wrongly. I am not a troll. All right, so there's the penalty and the points, but there's no penalty for the roll. Correct? Like I can just roll normally, even if I'm at the edge of the board. It's not like the sand where my first roll doesn't really count because I got to get out of there.
Correct. It's more that you want to fail right before you go off, so you don't take that penalty. So.
I didn't mean that to sound trolly. It just I worded it wrong the first time. I'm sorry.
Quite
this game is
alright.
about baseball, right?
There's,
Just jumping on the troll train.
So let's see what happens here. I also saw a question, which is ever think about having a die that determines wind direction, like move X spaces depending on direction. Wind, as a couple people have pointed out, I think is definitely wind and weather is some really interesting expansion opportunities. I do worry about having non-golf clubs as dice, like as dice components, because I think that's part of the appeal. Like I could see additional expansions that are like different types of dice that maybe have like different subtleties, but I'm a huge mechanics nerd in that I want every thing to have a lot of value, like multi-dimensional value, right? Meaning that like it means different things. It kind of like I'm not a big fan of playing, RPGs where it's like you get the thing that does 10 damage. Now you got the thing that does 12 damage. Now you got the thing that does 13. Like I'm not a big fan of that personally. So my design aesthetic is often I want things to feel fundamentally different. That being said, yeah, things like wind, I think there's totally an opportunity for like weather in this. Like I also really think there's opportunity for elevation, but I have to figure out what that is because I don't know quite what that is yet. So all right, so let's find out what happens. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is still some dice rolling, so it's you will not go where you want many times. I am going to start. This is kind of, I just kind of threw this together randomly, and I like this. So one of the things that is going through my head right now is I could choose the wood and just like aim for the trees because the wood is very likely to get stuck in the trees. But I might actually kind of go for the putter. I think the putter might actually be what I want because I don't want to go that far forward. I want to just go here or here. I think I'm going to go with the putter. So I'm going to select it and roll it. And I got a 1. So now I move 1 space. And if I beat the 1, I will move another space. 2. Okay, this is actually could be bad. Okay. So I rolled a 1 again. So I landed here. And because this is fairway, I slide into the trees. And that is my turn. And now Debbie is up.
Can you explain the interaction when we hit each other? Debbie's character isn't affected by that.
Correct. So we would, if you land in the same space as me, you will push me into the sand.
I'll push you into the sand?
Yes.
Because it's from the direction, okay.
Yes. So you push someone forward if you land in the same space as them. Unless you're on the edge of the board, like if I'm here, you can't push me forward. We just stack here. And that's technically possible with these tokens, but not in Tabletopia because of the way like computer collisions are working. So we will not stack very well in this browser version. So
a good reason to buy the actual physical board game.
Do I need to start on the exact same spaces that you did?
Yes, that is the T. So
okay.
I am doing another iteration on that art to make it very obvious that is the T. So do you have any experience with golf, Debbie?
Mini golf?
Okay. This is not that.
Yes. I got that.
Yeah.
I'll try to pull through.
It's okay.
Can someone help me point my ball in the correct direction, please?
Yes.
Oh, right, because of the Mac.
Yeah, unless somebody in the chat knows a quick workaround, because every single time I pull up the help, it takes up the entire screen, so I don't want to do that. All right. You did the putter because it was safe, and I'm like, I kind of want to do the wedge because then it would let me turn if I go too far.
So,
although the 4-iron will let me turn too.
Yes. I would suggest if you want to turn, if you want to like go for something wild, try the 4-iron. Because the wedge won't go very far. Like the fewer sides, statistically, the less these are designed to travel. So.
Wait, is this the 4-iron or is this the 4-iron?
That one is the 4-iron.
Okay,
so.
I did pick up the right one this
Yeah.
time. All right.
And then you press R to roll. All right.
Oh, well. That wasn't a very good initial roll. Oh, but I only moved 1 space.
Correct.
Yeah, but I'm just going to end up sliding. This This is unfortunate.
At that
Green.
point,
Or triangle. So you move forward. So that counts as a success. And now you want to roll a turn. If you can roll the turn, you're golden.
Alright. Come on, let's do this.
No.
No! So if it's this... Oh, is that a 1? I was
Yeah.
about to ask what happens if it's the same number, but it's a 1, not a 7.
So.
if she rolls a turn, then she would go into the water, right? And
Well, she would be over the water. It's only if she stopped rolling, and if she had rolled a turn, she would have been here, and if she could have rolled another
because
triangle,
the turn includes moving up forward one.
you get 1 space. So
Okay.
So you do indeed slide forward, and you push me into the sand, which is not ideal for me.
But I cannot be pushed out of this area.
Yes.
Right? I think I'm okay with not having done the safe die, considering I ended up with the same result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oops.
Right,
What was
I'm gonna
that? Do I have
So
to
you
right
hold-
click to rotate it?
You hold control.
Oh, control.
So.
Great. Okay, I guess I just kind of want to move 2 spaces. And so maybe the putter. Maybe doing that crazy wedgie thing. And then what does that? When 1 space turns 60, and move 1 space somewhere. Huh. And yeah, you're sticking with the same dice for the entire thing.
No, just this turn. Well, yes, this.
Yeah, for this entire like rolling.
Correct. Until it's your turn again.
Yeah. I mean, so in theory, if I had rolled like a 1 and then a 2, and then if I rolled more, I would like go over you guys over the edge.
Yes.
You're not like blocked.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just do.
I mean, you could. I think the D4 or the 4-iron and the putter are probably both reasonable ones. I think those are probably what I would choose between. The wedge is kind of bad because if you get the turn, you are very likely to just turn into the water and like land there and take a penalty. I also just realized I have a card that would have been really helpful right there. Oops.
Oh, and I have a.
Yeah, feel
ability
free
I
to
can
look at your
select
caddy
first.
cards. You should have 3. Wait, did you all? You did not all. I'm just looking at your hand sizes.
Wait, what?
There are caddy cards. This little stack of cards. If you right-click on that, the bottom icon will say "Draw." You are going to draw 3 of those. Those are little special abilities that you get. We draw 1 additional one at the end of each round. These are cards that you can use at any point during your turn to influence the game. I also just realized I had one that was very appropriate for this first thing, so I regret that. But
Oh.
Is there a hand size?
so you get 3 at the start, and then you get 1 additional one each round. But that's
But is there a max?
No.
hand?
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
So yes, you could in theory like stack them over the course of the first 2
So-
rounds.
That's why I was asking it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna. One of these. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I've got.
What are you thinking about? What is this?
I think I'm gonna move forward 1 from my character, maybe, and then at that point, I don't know. Maybe that's bad because I don't. Maybe I don't want to do that. I'll just go with the I'm gonna go with the 4-iron just for funsies. So that.
Oh.
No. That was this one.
Yes.
And then I hit R.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Okay, so I move 1. And then I roll it again.
Yes.
7.
7.
Okay, that seems probably good because I'm probably not going to be the 7. 7. So, but then
So
I
you just-
slide, but I can't move Debbie. So
Correct.
there.
So you just stay there.
Oh, okay.
So these are the little details that we're still kind of in the midst of, like, refining, like a couple of these, the pushing rules. There's like a couple little things like that and sliding that we're kind of refining. I'm working with Andrew Nerger of Crypt and Canvas and other games like Afternova.
So we're all really wanting to turn, right? It seems like turning is a little unlikely.
Turning is tricky. You don't actually want to turn too much, but you want to turn a little bit. So, so all right. So it is back to me. I am gonna go ahead and reorient this way.
You can just do that. Okay, what? That's why I was like, we all are gonna want to turn. You can just reorient in any way when you start your turn.
Oh yeah, like imagine that this is like a golf course. I'm now choosing another club and choosing another direction.
Cool.
So I'm like, okay, well, this isn't quite where I want it to be. But I am now going to choose the wood, and I'm going to start rolling that. Oh, womp. So I just rolled the one dot, so I just wham. And I'm on the, yeah, I'm there. No, that's fine.
Should we be drawing our new caddy cards? Did you say we draw
No,
one?
no. You only get them once per hole. So.
Once per hole, okay.
Yes. So those are your caddy cards for this one. All right, Debbie.
Is it my turn now?
It is indeed.
All right, let me see if I can do it myself. I might have figured this out.
Okay.
Yeah. I swear I tried this earlier and it worked with my card. So.
It's also possible to right-click on these and rotate them by. Oh no, they're set to 90 degrees. No, wait. Yours is set to 90 degrees. Apparently
only mine.
No, I guess some of these other ones are.
Oh, there we go. I'm moving it slowly yet surely.
There you go.
All right. I want to go in a straight line.
All right. So you are in the trees right now. So.
Remind me what that means in terms of my rolling.
It means that triangles will fail.
Triangles will fail. Okay. I flipped over your card, which means I need to look at this one. Okay, so not one with a lot of triangles. That would be the 9-iron, the wedge, or the putter.
The 9-iron is mostly dots.
Yeah. I mean, the wedge is mainly turns. I guess actually turning wouldn't be that bad. I need to go a little bit before I turn. The wedge actually might be good for that.
I also there was a comment after we talked about the wind stuff, saying game design I'm sure is in general is hard as hell. It's just a long time. It's a lot of playtesting, honestly. Putting things the hardest thing is thinking you have a good idea and putting it in front of people, and it's really bad. And that happens constantly. I don't know, like the number of times. Oh, so sorry. I should pay attention to this.
I was going to let you finish talking before I asked what this meant.
Well, we can get through this. That is a 1.
But you're in the way.
Oh, so only if you stop in my space.
Oh, okay.
So you're like flying over, and
that didn't work so well.
No. Like I said, these collisions. And
a dot.
So you move one more, and that's it. So.
I write myself. Whoop.
Yeah. Ooh. So you can right-click and rotate and say L, and it should hopefully or maybe it won't. That used to work. I don't know. Sometimes I do this, where I roll it off
Yeah,
of
that
other
works.
objects. But
So
yeah,
do I end up in the trees?
No, you moved the dot moved you one more space, so you were here.
Oh, okay.
So this is rough. It's not fairway.
Cool.
But yeah, game design is. I mean, it's fun when it works, but most of game design is learning that things are not fun.
Is it my turn? I'm gonna get going.
It is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward for freebies.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna choose the wood. I think. I don't know. Let's do it. Don't let me harsh your.
No, I mean I want to watch the.
5. So
drive.
move forward.
All right.
3.
But
Okay,
it's
so I
fairway.
guess- Huh?
It's fairway.
Oh, so I should just slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. That's it.
All right. Oh, that's not me. This is me. Blue is me.
I didn't want to be oriented that way.
All right, you're here. I'll get that real quick. All right. I am going to go for the wood as well. I'm gonna start rolling. All right, triangle. That's a good start. Triangle. Keep going. There we go. 7. We keep just getting these high rolls. I am now going to, but I haven't stopped yet. I'm going to spend my 4 card to change the direction of a drive in progress. Triangle. All right, let's keep this going. Triangle. 1. All right, so I'm in the sand. That's okay. I've pulled ahead a little bit more. So.
I'm doing this one. Triangle. On top of Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
Triangle.
Nope. You're in the trees.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh,
That's the trees.
which means it doesn't move me. But it's
Yes.
also not like a failed roll.
It is a failed roll. It just.
Oh, it is a failed roll.
Yes. Triangles hit the trees.
Oh.
So you can imagine the kind of.
So I'm a mulligan.
All right. Oh,
It's
snap.
you!
Well, there you go.
Hey, and I
It's-
even rated myself like
Yeah.
that. Although I'm pointed in the wrong direction now.
Fear is really good for that too, because then you can just keep going.
All right. Let me get.
Whatever,
I'll
I'm
just.
going
There
straight.
you go. All right.
Triangle. Do I get to use it this time?
Yes, yeah. Triangles work anytime except the trees. So you can imagine that this is like a golf, like a swing, a drive that's going very flat versus a drive that's going very vertical. So the dots are very vertical, the triangles are very low.
Hey, look, it's a higher number than 2.
Yeah, that's good. You're just gonna keep
Oh,
sailing.
man. Yeah, you're going to hit the edge of the
Apparently.
board. 8.
Whoa.
Keep
That's
flying.
so good.
Oh, man.
Because you're not gonna beat the 8. This is like perfect.
Well, but she could just roll like several more triangles.
Hey, don't say that.
Oh,
I give
wow.
it a 3, I'm done.
Wow.
That is like perfect, Debbie.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was pretty nice.
That's.
And
That
there's
was a...
nice little stoppy thing there, so you're not sliding. Oh.
Yeah, it's a good use of a mulligan card, I'm going to say.
Yeah, that worked out very well for you.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try the wood too and hope for the same good rolls that Debbie got. Okay, I guess
But you are in the trees, so note that you have to get out of the
I'm
trees.
not in the trees because I'm using my character ability.
Did you already use that this hole?
Oh, it's once per hole. Yes, I did. I'm back in the trees. For some reason, I thought that was once per turn. I maybe shouldn't have used it up then. Okay. Okay, well, so someone's gonna have their. How do you flip over a card?
F for flip. And
How
this
do you
is
flip over a card?
and this is a cider for anyone who was. I saw a couple texts, maybe not anyone in the YouTube chat, but a couple friends giving me some thoughts.
Teresa, I put this card over here so that we don't
Oh,
have to
okay.
continually flip our characters.
Oh, cool.
Is it a
Yeah.
hard cider or is it
It
a
is hard
non-alcoholic cider?
It is wild side hard cider. I've never had this before. It's pretty good. It's product of San Jose. Okay.
Alright, I guess I'll try the 4-iron.
I thought you were going to go big. Oh, you're worried.
Yeah, but
about
I'm in the
triangles.
trees. Yeah, it's like got less trees. I might still hit. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, so I don't go anywhere.
Unless you have a
No
card.
dice.
Do you have a card?
Do you have a card?
I'm looking. No. No, I'm just there.
Well, sorry. All right. Let's see if I can make it to the hole in this time. I'm gonna choose the 8 or the 9-iron, which has a bunch of dots. Dots ignore sand and fairway, so I'm going to go ahead and go roll that. All right. 3 does not ignore that, so I don't move. And 1, 2. So, and that is that roll. So,
Oh wait, are you playing a card?
No, this is
Okay.
good.
So it's my turn.
And for anyone watching, I would say that this takes probably about half as much time in the real world. So, you know, the digital interface definitely shifts things a bit.
So the point is that I need to land exactly on that green tile.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
So the putter is definitely what you want here. Note.
Alright. Makes it a little bit hard.
Yep.
How come there's not a hole on the green tile?
There is actually, but I've
Oh.
determined that, like, if you zoom in real close, you can actually see the model has a tiny, tiny little
Oh,
hole.
Okay.
But I'm no longer. This is not going to be a plastic component anymore. I've determined that this is actually not. It's too small and kind of weird a thing. It's better just going to be. It's better when it's just cardboard, because then it can have a bunch of better art on it versus kind of this. Yeah.
Also,
and
the
second-
golf balls look pretty cool once you zoom in too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm, yeah.
There. I did that.
It's not like mini golf, but we've got the colors going on that you get from mini golf. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
actually
that's true.
how it works. I've only done driving range.
Wait, you've never played mini golf?
No, I've never played like on a real golf course, like a big
Oh,
size golf course. So I don't know if people use different color
No.
golf balls.
Not really. Not really. It's whether you're using like Titleist or like it's what's the brand on your golf ball. So. All right.
Okay. Is it
Teresa,
me?
Let's see.
Okay,
Yeah,
is it
let's see what
me?
happens here.
I used my character thing up again. I'm not falling for this triangles bullshit. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna go with the 9-iron. I'm gonna. That is the 8. Is that right? Did I get the right one?
Yes.
Cool. R 3. Okay, so that seems kind of bad. And then 10. And then 3 dots. And the idea with the dots was I just moved that many spaces and I stopped. So 1, 2, 3, but I'm in fairway. Oh, that's not so. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and then in fairway. Is that?
Dots ignore sand and fairway.
Can't ignore that.
So.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm getting in the zone. Catching
You
up.
are in the zone. All right. It is anyone's hole so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try and chip over this. And I rolled a 2. 2, and I am actually going to... Oh, what do I want to do here? I have a good card that could be good here. No, I'm going to keep going. I think I can save it.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
For the little, like, caddy cards we have, do those persist into the next hole at all? Is that what you said? You just draw one? So I could save it and use it.
Mm-hmm. You will get one additional card for each subsequent hole. So,
I sort of wonder if I should have used mine. Oh, well.
So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to spend one more card, the Lucky Bounce, to move a landed ball in one space in any direction. I've reached the hole, but everyone gets the same amount of strokes. So both of you are allowed, because I was first player, both of you get one follow-up shot. And if you can make it to the hole, then yeah.
Wait, so if we don't get it in one shot, which is like very possible, we don't get it at all?
So, well, then we count your score. You're like, we count a score at the end of each hole. So.
Move one space, turn 16, move one space, and land. Okay, so in theory, I could do a turny thing.
Yes. So.
I guess I gotta try to do this putter again.
Probably, unless you have a card that can help you out of it.
That can move me exactly one space, like your card.
Just, yeah. Oh. It's sand.
Oh. Which means it doesn't count.
Yep, the first roll does not advance.
Well, that doesn't help very much. Oh, wait, but as long as I roll lower, that's where I end, right?
No. So you rolled a 4, and you didn't move, and you rolled a 4 again, so you failed to beat the roll. So like the first roll matters, but it yeah.
You're kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you not like my
next
game
to
now?
the hole?
Yeah. You're stuck in the bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like at mini golf when you're right next to the hole and you like try to angle it just right to get in the hole and it still goes past it.
It's like the volcano holes at mini golf that are the worst. All right. So Teresa, if you want to get in, you either need the right card for it, or you need the wedge. I will just give you the advice that the wedge is what you will need. You will want to like try and go through the trees. If you can go towards the trees, you have a chance.
So I guess, yeah, okay. I don't think any of my cards are gonna help me. I mean, maybe it will with I have one card that might help, so maybe we'll try it. So I'll try the wedge, and that is that one. Here we go. I guess I have to figure out which way I'm orienting first.
I would aim to the trees. Because I think you want to go towards and then get a turn. But I could be wrong.
One, so I'm moving up.
So you're in the trees. And now if you can roll the dot turn, you will move forward one more, and you will turn and you will stop. Forward.
That's what I want.
Yeah. 1 in 6. 1 in 6.
I have had no luck this whole game, so I think I'm like, this is how statistics work. It's all going to happen right now, I think.
No.
Just regular dot.
Won't.
Yes.
So you advance to the sand, and then that's it. So we've ended this hole, and I get it. No one landed in the water. No one hit the edge of the board, so there are no penalty tokens. So your score is simply how many people are closer to the hole than you. For me, that's 0, so I still have a score of 0. For both of you, there's only one person closer because you're the same distance. So you
each of us has 0 people closer to the hole than us.
I made it to the hole.
Oh, you're on there still. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
So you each get a score of 1. And then you can it's just like a mouse wheel kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're putting that somewhere.
Yeah, on the little score thing next to your ripple. I took care of it. I'm sorry, I'm too on the ball. I'm like, I've gotten very comfortable with Tabletopia. So
Huh.
All right, how do we feel? Ready for another hole?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Debbie is now first up, and you get to so right click and you can unlock all of these pieces. And then, as I said, all of the tiles, we also grab all of these other ones. You can kind of look at all of these as well.
And I can use any of them that I want?
Yep. So you can, and like I generally say like each multi-hex tile counts as 1 to par. And in standard golf, if you're like at a standard golf course, you would have a couple par 5s in like a few par 5s on a course, a few par 3s, and then a lot of par 4s. So we just did a par 4, so you can choose to do something really short. You can choose to do like a par 5 and use like a bunch of pieces, 5 pieces. And they're also flippable if you press F. So.
That looks... Oh, it's not the same. Ooh, 3 water in a row. That seems nice. Right,
one of the things that I've kind of had fun with is occasionally we'll just design a hole that's entirely straight and that you don't, and it's just like you're really only going to use like 2 or 3 of these dice. And it's just like, it's even simpler.
Sometimes the control click actually rotates on the Mac, and sometimes it definitely does not. Alright, I want this piece to go right here.
Like, this? Or...
No, I want it to be harder.
This way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So like that?
Yes.
Or did you want it...
No, I want the 2 sand traps next to each other.
Okay.
Like that.
Alright.
And the... I'm going based off of the shadow to orient correctly. I don't know if it's working the way I want it to, though.
Right. Yeah, they get... The collisions, like I said, are a little
yeah,
wonky
Z fighting.
here. Yeah, 3 Z fighting. I mean, all in all, it's a very impressive piece of software because it generated these tiles off of just images that I uploaded.
Oh, so, that's cool.
Yeah. And I just basically, it's just that it...
How long did it take you to make this setup in digital?
Not too long. I mean, it takes a little while, but I had all the art already, right? If you like, I have these folders with all these art exported anyway, and so it's actually a pretty friendly interface. And you just say whether you want dice or cards or board tokens. So you can kind of choose all these different things and like counters, etc. So. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to set up your own like, digital games. All right.
I think we're going to go with this.
Okay. So I will go ahead and lock these. And don't look at them from the side. Look at it from the top, because otherwise the view from the side looks a little floaty. All right, so that means you also get to go first, and everyone gets to draw 1 new caddy card.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
What's the when we can play our cards?
At any point during your turn.
During your turn, okay.
Yes, unless you want to play a meme game, and then you can play them during someone else's turn.
Are we playing the meme game or the regular?
Do you have a preference?
Well, I don't know. I just want to know what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
So like,
I usually say first time you play, you should probably just play a nice game. And,
okay.
But I have some friends who, the first time they played, they said, no,
I have a card
it's me.
that skips turns, and I feel like I would never want to play that on my.
Oh, that one. That one is an anytime card. That needs to
That's
be
an
clarified.
anytime.
Yes, the turn order. There are 2 turn order cards. Those
Okay.
can't be.
Just pretend you don't know that I have that.
This is game.
Sure.
Yeah. This is game design, in which I am definitely going to be writing that into another thing on my other monitor, spreadsheets and feedback,
Great.
where I have the
Okay.
massive list of things people have said about my game, good and bad. So.
Rolling the wood.
So
I got a
theoretically,
triangle.
if I was to play that card at any point during my turn, could I play it at the very end of my turn and then trigger my own turn to start again?
Yes.
Okay. And it would
Oh.
kind of move me to the first phase of my turn.
will play this
Oh.
card.
Ooh. That
So
is good.
sweet spot. 1, 2, 3,
Ooh.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Holy.
Almost off of the board, but not quite.
Wow.
Wow, uh-oh. I mean, I think this is
I think, yeah.
over.
I think this hole is gonna be, yeah. Oh man.
I don't know. Remember for the last one, I wasn't actually able to make it to the hole, remember?
Yeah, but you got stuck in the sand, so
I did, it's true.
yeah.
I might have designed this range knowing that I had that card. I'm not sure if that's like
clever.
okay, but
I can't control what you're doing, right? Like, you are not the first person to have thought of maybe I should design a hole that plays to my current strength. So
Maybe I'll do this one and then like use something that might stop me in the tree. Oh wait, this goes all the way through. I forgot that's like a line.
yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Try that. Okay, and what does it count at, like... Okay, so I'll just say my card. Skip turns to whoever is furthest from the hole. If at the very end of my turn, this turn, I use that, and Randy's not on the board yet, does he count as the furthest from the hole, or do I count as the furthest from the hole because I'm on the board, so I have a distance?
I am also writing this down into my feedback thing. This has not been. That is a really good point. You are also a game designer, Teresa. Tell me your thoughts. What do you? I mean, I realize you are biased right now because you are like. But I think you're a good enough designer to also play. To consider the good design over your own welfare at this moment.
I'd have to think about it. I think like there is something that feels a little like in general, the card ability, I feel like I have questions around it.
Okay.
Like my other cards feel like very intuitive. I feel like I get what they do, and this one I just feel like there's like some more stuff.
Yep.
So anyway, I'll think about it.
Yeah. I will say there are 2.5 caddy cards that are in that situation that I'm trying to just tighten those rules a little bit. It's like there's so many rules that feel really good and make a lot of sense, but the turn order stuff does get a little bit it's like you want to explore different caddy card types, right? That like play with different things, but it's amazing how like putting turn order in play like just opens up all these questions about how the game works. So anyway, very good question.
It kind of like implies that you want like robust partitioning of phases within a turn, which just seems like you kind of don't have
I
for
don't
the
want
rules of the game, and you don't want to like
add that
because it's
just
a lot
for
of
one
complexity,
card.
and if
Yes.
you're not going to get that much value, then don't burden your players. So I don't know about this. Anyway,
Okay.
let's go.
Well, I'm going to say you can use it however you want.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
However,
the
I got a hole-in-one with this card.
the thing that I often tell actually players with this is like, Roll-in-One is a casual game, right? Roll-in-One to me is a fun, wacky dice rolling game. You can use cards like at any point during your turn, right? Like as it's like one of my favorite little rules that I like remember reading about was in Codenames, where the rule says you can choose to use the like sand timer, but you don't have to.
Oh.
And I love how like it kind of like harkens to the fact that this is just a game on your table, right? Like you can choose to set that timer if you need it and people are being annoying about it, but you don't have to, right? You can just, no, it's fine. We're not worried about the sand timer. I really love that like freedom, partly coming from video games where everything has to be programmed. And it's like, if it's not programmed, it's not happening. I really like the folksy feel of, being friendly and fun with this. So what happened? You rolled a 7?
So I rolled a 7. I think I'm just going to use the snack cart. So I'll put it down to a 4.
Okay.
And I don't know if I need to do something. Do I have to like click on that and play it or delete it or something?
No, you just put it in the stack over there. Yeah. So
okay.
But you would move forward, right? So
yeah, I would move forward. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was a good use of that card. But I'm just trying. Okay. Oh, that's
that worked out.
Yes, thank you. I mean, it's.
We'll see if it keeps working out.
We'll see. Yeah. One.
No.
Okay. So here then I slide. Yeah.
Correct.
And then.
You're gonna play it.
I have another question on a card.
Okay.
I've been wondering about this. I have short grass. After landing, traverse fairways in any direction as far as desired. So, does that typically mean that you would need a fairway in front of you, or does that mean I continue off of the fairway I'm on and then I would land here because it's not a fairway?
It means you can travel connected fairways. I've reworded that.
Oh my goodness.
So this would actually be a pretty good hole for it. So like if you could get like here, right? You could play that card and just travel.
Oh. I didn't realize, for some reason I didn't really think about the inning direction. Okay. All right, so I guess I'm gonna stop and Debbie's gonna win. Or wait, Randy.
I've still got a swing. It's here it is. It's I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. Here we go. Yeah. Head that way, and we are gonna make this work. Triangle. 4, not the best second roll. I will now play another 4 card to change my direction in progress. So I just need to stay above 4. I just want a lot of triangles. 5, I will take it. Triangle. Ah! Wait. That was a 4. I am instead going to go ahead and spend my remaining card. I'm really spending spend Sweet Spot to use the rolled number as distance. So instead, I'm going to spend that 4 to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa.
Wait. Does that mean I get the fairway?
No, you can't roll into a hole, can you?
You can. Did I just get a roll in 1?
Sure you did.
Oh man. I feel bad, but I don't actually feel bad. That was, I think that math worked out. Yep. Wow. All right. I do feel bad because, and I was last player, so no one gets a rejoining, a follow-up shot. This is the reason I feel bad is anyone watching is like, man, he is, he's playing his own game, and spoiling against other people who are new to this thing. I can that's the first time I've had a roll in one in like probably 4 months, 5 months. I don't know. Yep. But I also spent 2 cards to get there, right? So I am down to that's the hole. Yeah. Well, that was a hell of a hole. I'm sorry, Debbie, because you played such a good.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do.
No.
Look, you're first player.
There it is. There you go. That's what that's for. All right. So you both get one more shot.
Alright, man, that was going to be brutal. I'm glad that I stared at my cards again. Okay. I hate this putter thing now. Doesn't everybody hate having to use a putter? Isn't that like a golf thing? Nobody wants to use this one.
I do frisbee golf. I like the putter.
That doesn't translate at all in my head. So.
It's the one that, like, when you're throwing it, it's sort of just like, it doesn't roll when you land it. It's got like a different consistency, so it kind of just like, you know, and it's great.
Well, the putter in golf would be, you'd only use it when you're on the green or right next.
Oh, okay.
So you also got the fairway, so you can't beat the 4, but you do slide in. So
Do I still need to roll again?
I mean, you can't beat the 4, right? So
Let's roll again. There we go. It's a 3. Hey, look, I made it! Yay!
all right, let's see, Teresa. Can you?
Okay, so I have that card, the short grass. If I can just get onto the grass, I think I need to be able to turn to get onto the grass. Oh, no, that's not true because I can use my ability to move forward 1 space. So I could do that. And then, if starting in the sand, first roll doesn't advance.
But you're not in the sand. You're.
No, but I'm deciding which direction to move forward right now. You know?
So yeah, you're starting your drive. Like even if you started this way, you wouldn't be starting in the sand. You'd still be starting from the fairway.
Oh. Okay. I see. How come I don't click my card anymore? Is there some reason I can't double click my card? Anyway, it's fine.
I don't know. Did you accidentally select multiple cards at once?
I don't know. I don't see anything giving me feedback that anything is selected.
Okay. I don't know. You could also hover over it and press, space. And if anyone has any additional questions, we have 7 people hanging out watching. Feel free to post.
So, I really just don't want to end up in a tree. And I guess... Do you have any suggestion for what I would do, Randy?
I feel like this is a 4-iron move where you just gotta kind of see if you can get lucky with it, because you have to make at least 1 turn, right? Like you have a really tricky.
Yeah.
Like you need either a card that can kind of get you through some of these things, like a lucky bounce or something like that.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Okay, I'll do the 4-iron because it's got the highest chance of turning.
Yeah.
This one.
And then you just
and then
choose.
Do I want to move forward? I have to choose that before I roll, huh? Once per hole at the start of drive may move forward.
Yeah. I feel like you probably want to go towards the sand, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because, you still have a decent chance of, you have a 25% chance of rolling triangles with the 4-iron. So.
But, right? Okay. Okay.
All right.
So that, and then we go. 1.
All right. So now you need that turn. If you can get
I
that
really
turn.
need the turn really bad.
Oh, triangle. Oh, and you just hit the edge of the board.
You hit the edge. I'm gonna play this card. I'm gonna give my penalty to someone else. I'm giving it to you.
I thought you might. All right.
So what is the count on that penalty?
A penalty is worth one to your score.
It's
so-
always only one?
Each penalty token,
Oh.
yes, is worth one. So,
I'm sorry. What is going to be the score?
so the score is both of us are on the hole, so our distance is 0. Teresa's distance is 1 because there is, or it's actually 2. Sorry, because there are 2 people closer, aka on the hole, than you are, Teresa. So so I add 1 for the penalty that Teresa handed off. Debbie, you don't have any new things, and Teresa adds 2. So, all right.
Is there ever a way to get rid of the penalties?
Only that card that Teresa played.
Oh, okay. Which just gives it to somebody else.
Yeah. So we will get rid of the penalty. I will now get rid of this token. Now that this hole is done.
After increasing your score? Oh, no, wait. You already did. You had 0.
So now it's Teresa's turn to
Is it?
unlock, to design a hole. So we're to the final hole, because each person designs one. Oh, you mean because I handed this because the token moved around?
Yeah.
That's only for the the hole itself.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
As has been pointed out, that turn order stuff gets a little tricky. So the remaining kinks to work out in the rulebook. All right, Teresa.
Somebody asked a question in the chat.
I missed the beginning of this, but is the course generated at the start of the game, or are there specific layouts? There are not specific layouts. There are a handful of layouts that are in the rulebook, but you are mostly designing these yourself. There are a bunch of these tokens, so if you want to move them, you can right-click and unlock. That's what was happening. And then you can free rotate with control. So these are a bunch of tiles that are multi-sided. Oop, I'm grabbing them all of them. The T is not multi-sided. And then basically you rearrange them as you would like, and build kind of I suggest 3 to 5 pieces, including the T, to make 3 to 5 par holes. And then edge of the board simply means if your golf drive keeps going, you cannot choose to stop rolling. So if your die just keeps succeeding, you can hit the edge of the board. And hitting the edge of one of these tiles, if you were to go off instead, you would just stop where you are and take a penalty token. So.
Okay.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it.
The straightaway. Oh wow. There's there is.
This is
pretty...
because you have that card that I just played.
Oh, I wish. Oh, actually, I mean, yeah, okay. So then what was the rule on where I placed this thing?
You could place more of these tiles if you want, or is this how
You know,
how far you could? Do you want? Do you want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna do more.
Okay.
I'm gonna do all. Can I do all of them, or is there a rule against that?
I mean, there's not, but it looks like we're running out of the ones that
Wait, hey, what is going on?
Sorry, you're right. It's not my hole.
It's not a co-op green.
I kind of like this though. This is kind of fun because it just means who will get the good rolls with the wood.
You know what it means? I'm gonna use my frickin' short grass. And
Right.
that's what I'm doing here.
And I spent. Oh, everyone gets one more card because it's a new. I didn't. I may or may not have gotten short grass as well.
Uh-oh. Well, geez.
You don't know. Like, you definitely can't know by looking at the YouTube stream whether or not that's what I got as a card.
Okay, let me make sure there's actually a path, because that'd be really sad if I messed it up. Okay, so here. Oh, wait. That actually gets cut off here. Oh.
So do the two of you play board games? And is this how Teresa plays board games?
We met playing board games, actually, at KuboCon. Okay, and then I just...
we did.
Yeah.
We broke up an engagement and then got married.
We did get married.
Wow. That's
it was quite an exciting game.
That's quite a KuboCon.
And this all happened at, what was it, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.?
Oh my god, it was so late.
So late.
This is a game that was still in development, and I feel like the playtest went like 6 hours, and I was demoing, so I like had to get up early in the morning to be up for the.
Oh, I didn't know that you were demoing the next day.
Yeah. Oh, it was one of those. But it was great because I got to meet Debbie, and now we are best of friends.
Nice.
Okay.
And we do play games sometimes, specifically Mystic Vale. We both really like deck builders.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mystic Vale is gorgeous.
Yeah. The last time I played a game at Teresa's, we played Terraforming Mars, which I think Teresa was obsessed with.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
It's her favorite game.
I don't think I can screw this up with the wood. Is there something I don't know? I'm gonna try it. Did I put my card up? Okay. So the wood, I can only either go forward or stop.
Correct.
So
there is no turning with the wood.
So here we go. Move. And then here we go. Move. You know what would suck is if I just keep moving and I end up on that grass all the way at the end. Light here and light here. That would be hilarious. I didn't really account for that. Okay. One. It's not. This is getting very stressful. Okay,
there you go. Yeah.
Stop. Okay, and then let me see the rule about the dots on the fairway. Dots ignore these rules, so I'm not gonna roll, and then I'm gonna play my short grass. And I'll go the long way. There. Okay.
So you're gonna hate that I'm gonna do game design at you right now to say you can't move onto the green using that card.
Oh.
Because it's not a fairway.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go here then.
It still sets you up for pretty much success here, but yeah. All right. I'm also actually thinking I'm going to redesign this one in lieu of taking a turn, traverse fairways in any direction. So not like, oh, I have to land on a fairway. It's like if you start on a fairway, you can spend that card to instead travel fairway tiles. So that is a thing. I learned all this active changing of rules from Don Eskridge. Don Eskridge and I, like, he was living in Chicago for like 2-3 years, and we were climbing partners. And we met in a co-working space, and we playtest. Don Eskridge will change so many rules so often to try anything and everything. Like, he's really into like improv and stuff like that. So like he was actually doing improv, and he was in like random things. He lived in South Korea for like 5-6 years, and he was like in random TV shows and stuff. And like he would do improv there, but like I have never encountered a game designer so willing to change up things. Like, let's try this. We're gonna try this now. We're gonna try this now. We're gonna try this now. Like, I can't think that fast. Like, I'm just like, honestly, like, I don't know how you're coming up with these rule variants. But he just kind of wants to see what happens. So, yeah, so he's got a new one that I was trying out a couple weeks ago. It was actually pretty cool. Pretty excited. So, yeah. And currently he is in Germany. So, all right. Well, I've got to go for the wood as well. But I may or may not have that thing. This triangle. All right, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna catch up. Nope.
It's hubris. Way too close to the sun.
All right. Can anyone catch up? The final opportunity. The final countdown.
Sorry, I got distracted by Discord.
That's okay.
I'm part of a boss pile for Mystic Vale, and it just got updated. It's played in the BGA server, and it always gets confused because we're not playing Mystic Vale on BGA.
I've not.
Anyway.
Yeah, I've not used that. BGA is the other. Wait, which one?
Board Game Arena.
Yeah, I have not tried that.
It's really good. So Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia are good for like moving around stuff. In Board Game Arena, it's pretty much all scripted. So like you click your card and choose it, or you click a button to roll dice. There is no like right clicking or moving stuff from A to B. Well, I guess there is still some moving from A to B, but it's not. It's more video game style than it is like a tabletop style.
Like a sandbox.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that starting to make sense? I'm not sure if I explained that very well.
I mean, as soon as you talked about it's not as much about the movement around. Like, I understand, like, vaguely what you're saying. Like, I mean, I think I would want to mess around with it to really understand it, but I get the gist.
There's the spectrum of digital board game development, and then there's the like stuff that's like absolutely unscripted, and here's just like physics components, and hopefully they land correctly. Hopefully the dice don't like land and intersect or have some kind of clipping issue or whatever. Yeah. And then on the other side, there's like what we do at Temple Gates Games, which is like completely scripted. Everything is totally customized for the game.
Right.
And then in between.
Yeah, it's the one thing that I'm sad about with Tabletopia is there isn't any physics involved. Or there is physics, but it's just objects falling to the ground. Like, there's no... I'm really sad that the dice aren't tied into the physics. You can't chuck dice in Tabletopia. And, like, chucking dice is the fun of this game, so...
Sorry, I'm trying to reorient my thingy here.
You do it.
Oh, got it. There you go.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was doing so well for a while on this Mac. I felt like I had the hang of it.
Yeah.
So I only moved one. It was super sad. I rolled the dot.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, there have been some design discussions about maybe getting rid of the dot on the D20.
Or at the very least, if it's your the very first roll at the beginning of a hole, re-roll if you get the dot.
So, but the thing I tell people, this game is modeled after my experience golfing. And what I tell people is this is like, it goes where I want about 50% of the time. And I may or may not spend like usually the first like half of a golf course. Like, because I only play like every, I don't know, 6 to 8 months. Like really, I play golf with my dad. Right? Like it's like we go out for a walk and it's a game and we're going out for a walk and we go out for a talk and that's, you know, that's what we do. And, but I'm not very good at golf. So I tell people this is kind of simulating me playing golf, or most amateurs, maybe.
So I'm wondering if I should do the putter with the low numbers or just go for the wood.
Putter is no longer available.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's a
Oh,
club.
did she? Oh, broken club. Remove a die for 1 round.
Okay, so then my other thought was the wood. I just hope for a triangle in the tree if I go that far, which I probably will.
You probably will.
But I probably would with anything, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
9 iron has some like one. The 9 iron has 2 options for getting a 1. The wedge
Yeah.
has 1 option. Putter's not in the game.
yeah, the wedge. I'd be nervous about the wedge, just because it does have a 30% chance of turning. However, it also is the most likely to stop you there now.
With the 1.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're catching up, right? Like you might consider just going for it, but it could also end up just like
I'm
sending.
catching out.
You what?
He's hot on the turn.
It's going to take me a lot more than 1 turn to catch up. I don't have fancy cards.
I mean, but that driver is really good. The wood.
Oh, I have that. So
You
wait a
say
minute.
that. I rolled the wood and I got a dot. So, you know.
It's the 1 out of It's the 1 out of 20.
You know, I
Roll
could
the
use
1.
my power. It would put me on the hole, but then I still have to roll. Okay, I guess I'll just do the wedge.
Do you still need to roll something?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do I have to roll, Andy?
If she, like, uses her special power to just put her directly on the green.
Yeah, I'm on the hole. Check hole? Yes.
I mean, technically she hasn't rolled anything that she needs to try to continue to roll higher then.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm
I
assuming
think-
the rules say that you have to choose a die at the beginning and then
Yes.
do the die.
Yes.
So, I would agree, although I would like that to be the case. Okay.
This is a really interesting idea. How often would someone want to skip their turn? Would anyone ever want to
if they're
skip their
blocking.
turn?
Yeah, like for me right now, I'm in a defensive position. I'm defending the hole, and I have a chance if someone was going for it, for you
But
guys
it's-
to push me in. I might want to just chill.
But it's only it's probably not a broad enough scenario though to actually be like worthwhile.
You'd probably know more.
Yeah.
Like
I have played this
how often
game
that comes up.
many hours. So all right.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
gotta roll. Is it the wood? Is it the wedge?
The wedge, which is the wedge is the
D6.
Come on.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
If you roll a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. What's the other option on here? So, oh, it's got. The
I mean, you have a
twisty
50%
turn.
chance.
I don't want
of-
the twisty turn.
No.
Yeah.
You wanted it last hole. You will probably get it right now. But let's find out. Nope. She gets it. All right. Well.
I feel better. I've been eating it.
At least she was first player, so we still both get
We
a turn, right?
both get a turn. I I'm gonna be really dumb and go for the 4-iron. I say that's really dumb because the 4-iron is more likely gonna turn me when I don't want to turn, but it's the only possible chance that I have, I think, of getting onto the hole. Because there is this, you put it just far enough away that we have to turn to get it, to get to the green. Right? You didn't put the green like straight ahead. You like put it off to the side. So
Yeah, because I thought I'd be able to roll
yeah.
on.
Well, no, it still worked out for you. So here we go. 7. Oh, jeez. 7. This is not gonna happen. Wait. No, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I was gonna play snack cart, but that still wouldn't save me. So I womp, landed, and sled one more space, and that's it for me.
What is the frequency of each of these cards? Sounds like there's multiples of the caddy cards.
Yes. So the really fundamental ones, like re-roll, there's like 5 mulligans to re-roll. There's a couple of the snack carts to add or subtract 3 from the rolled number. I'll show that after we see if Dip can make it.
So, this might be a good time to play wind.
Yeah. Yep.
Alright. And for people
So-
asking about wind, look, there's a card for wind.
You're not really changing any rolls.
Double or halve the distance of each die roll for the next round.
I'm obviously doubling.
Yes.
So that still only moves me 1 though, right?
No, it moves you 2. Right, because you have wind. So
Have you thought about any
Oh no, I already rolled an 8.
like for example, if someone's like really far behind, then they get to like draw 3 caddy cards and pick one. Because one thing I've been thinking about is some of the caddy cards feel a lot more powerful than others. And I don't know how to deal with that, but I was thinking maybe using some kind of like milling through or something like that might be cool. But I don't know if you're exchanging rolls at this point.
I am changing minor rule changes. A lot of like the little one-off ability caddy card stuff is kind of finalizing that, because that stuff there's just so many of those, right? There's a lot of little subtle things. So you got one more space, or
No,
that's where
right, my golf ball. I
All
stopped
right.
here, but I'm on my side.
I roll it off of that. That's
I tried that earlier, it didn't help.
There you go. See.
Alright, so I did make it all the way to here, but then I rolled another 8, so
Okay.
I think...
So you
that's as
landed
far as I
and
could.
slid.
Oh, okay, I still slid.
Because it's fairway.
Okay.
So that means we are done with this. Teresa adds 0. Debbie adds 1, and I add 2.
Debbie the winner.
Debbie is the winner.
Yeah!
Very nice.
Yeah. So what did you think?
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't understand the value of designing the course at first. That felt to me my very first reaction was why isn't it just random? People are just gonna take so much time. And then once you see that designing it in reaction to your secretly held cards is a thing, and that there's some strategy there, it was a really nice kind of aha moment of ooh, I'm learning the strategy and why I would want to do this. And I thought that was really a beautiful design choice that you made.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
didn't understand the tile stuff at all before. I was you just make it harder for everyone. And then it's but your cards.
Yeah. Your cards can definitely play into that. And I feel that's one of the things that I learned through other people. That's a design decision that I didn't even necessarily account for, right? And then it slowly, it's one of those things that falls into place, and you're oh, this is, it's that was not intentional. That was oh, this is actually working well.
Well, then it's smart that you chose to like keep it and you like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
kept the game in that direction.
I mean, maybe I should have not admitted that I did not actually, it was not a smart design decision. Most of this stuff is just like fumbling your way around playtests and just, it's because there's often really like people give a lot of interesting feedback, right? Like, and you're trying to find that little piece that you're like, this makes sense, right? Or like 3 people say they don't like some particular element, and they might all have different ideas on how to solve that, but like the point is that they don't like it, right? And you're like, okay, is there something here that I can make that will support them without necessarily like taking a particular change, right? Like often I've learned, Sid Meier just released a memoir, the guy, creator of Civilization and, many classic video games. And one of his things was like, people's opinions are fact in the sense that like, if they don't like something or they like something, you can say like, it's not appropriate, but they didn't like it, right? Like you can't avoid the fact that they didn't like it. And then you have to decide what that means to you. For me, like, this is a very casual filler game. Like, I am readily going to say this is kind of a filler game that, like, if you're waiting for friends and you're about to, like, play another game, I like just playing, like, 1 or 2 holes with people. Like, it's a really nice, just, like, we're just going to throw this together and we're just kind of roll dice for a little bit. And, like, you can choose how many holes you want to play or not. And sometimes you play the full complete thing like we did, but other times you're just like, no, this is just this tiny little game. Let's enroll. And and
it's nice and intuitive. Even though I haven't played golf, other than mini golf and driving range, I felt like it felt like the pieces did what you were expecting them to do, like the rolling on the fairway and the getting stuck in the trees. I like the triangle of the trees. Like you can remember the one that gets you stuck in the trees is the one that looks kind of like a tree. That's helpful.
Should it look like a tree? Probably not.
I don't know. It's kind of interesting to choose a triangle. It is a little arbitrary unless there's something I don't know about golf, like symbology, where a triangle is a thing. Why not make it look like a tree? Or I don't know.
Or that could be confusing because then you would think maybe it only works in trees.
Yeah, that's true.
And for those interested, here's some more of the caddy cards. Stop the ball, bird, mulligan for change, a lot of these, the traverse fairways, scoring mistake that you had. I think we've actually seen pretty much everything, so there you go. And then the other characters.
Bird is something you can play on somebody else?
Or so like I say, if you choose at the start of the game whether you want to play a nice or a mean game, it can be really advantageous for yourself, right? So you could choose like a very far drive and like take the wood and then stop over the hole even though you don't,
It does seem important to like make that decision before coming to one of these forks in the road, at the very beginning of the game, rather than in response to the bird or in response to the card that I had, the turn one,
the one that took away a player's turn.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't end up playing that, did you?
No, I never found the right moment.
And then the additional golfers, we have Mina, can swap caddy cards with any in the discard pile. Juana can count tide rolls as successes. Sandra, once per hole, ignore a penalty. Very kind of fundamental. And Cal, when rolling a curve, you can turn any direction. We didn't actually have a whole lot of turns in this game. There's often
we
more...
We turn even once. We just reoriented a lot. And you used a card to turn.
Yes. Yeah.
But we never actually rolled a turn, did we?
I don't think
probably didn't help with that last course.
This is true. But yeah, we have now already hit 9 o'clock, so I don't want to take any more of either of your time. But I really appreciate you hanging out and playing Roll-in-One. And if anyone is interested, it's been on the stream very prominently, http://rollin.one. Or just rollin.one in your browser. That will take you to the Kickstarter page. You can back this for like 2 more weeks. Debbie and Teresa, do you want to tell us anything? Like, do you want to promote anything? You've given me a bunch of your time. Like, I know Teresa is very like actively, always got. She's always hustling. So, but I don't know.
This is the whole reason I came on, was just for this like one plug here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I would love to have more players. Check out Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, our digital board game maps from Tabletopia Games. And if you are interested, we're coming out with a new digital board game map very soon. It's not quite announced yet, but if you want to get in on our beta test, you can go to templegatesgames.com/newsletter, and we'll start rolling out the beta invites pretty soon.
Okay, cool.
And I'm just going to plug Teresa's stuff. Get Roll for the Galaxy. It just released recently, so you might not have seen it in the App Store yet. Also available on Steam, as well as Race and Shards. Am I missing one? I'm probably.
And then there's also Ascension in VR, and also Kickstarter. I'll just throw that in there.
Have you done the VR Ascension, Debbie?
I have, actually. I tested it on Teresa's phone on a Samsung VR headset, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have played it. It was very cool.
Yeah.
I guess if there's one thing I'll plug, maybe related to Ascension, it turns out there is a monthly Ascension tournament that's available digitally. You need to buy all of the expansions for it, but it's super fun. I've been participating ever since July, August, somewhere around there. I keep on trying to convince Teresa to join, but she's mentioned it's kind of a conflict of interest a little bit.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, if it would be cool for the person who makes the app to like come and play, and then.
Yeah, you
could. Awesome. So.
Yeah, you can play, but you're not allowed to win. I think that's the
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and the organizer does a really amazing job. I mean, it's pretty much all run by one person. He runs the tournaments every single month, and each tournament lasts a month to a month and a half, but it's not like you're playing all of the time. It's 3-day games, so nice, semi-casual. Go to, ascension.com if you want to learn more. I'm going to guess that's what their website URL is. Watch, that's not the site URL at all.
It might be Ascension.
It's not an adult site.
Yeah.
It might be stoneblade.com also.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe Stoneblade Press.
Or it could be like AscensionGame.com. I feel like Ascension could also be, like a church site for that's
Okay, it's stoneblade.com.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, if anyone watching likes deck builders, then wait, would that be? So I have not played Ascension.
It is a deck builder, yes.
I was like, oh no, I'm about to get myself in trouble. I've played the other apps, but I am bad at those. So I was just like, I'm gonna step back and let you all talk about that because I'm bad at those.
The way you get better is you just keep on playing, right?
I would just rather roll dice and find out whether the dice like me or not.
I mean, I love dice rolling games too. Favor of the Pharaoh is one of my favorites.
Oh,
Have you ever played that one?
I haven't played that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's really fun. It's definitely a push your luck kind of Egyptian style dice rolling game. Really pretty dice too. I also like games that are pretty, which is funny because Ascension isn't that pretty. Some cards in Ascension are very pretty. I'm not knocking Ascension. I just promoted it.
Yeah. It's overwhelming. It's visually, it's maximalist in many ways. But cool. Well, again, thank you both so much for hanging out and playing some Roll in One. And thanks
Yeah, thanks for
everyone
having us.
who is watching.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing us on.